Good morning, everyone. I wanted to do a short video to share with you a way I've found over the last few days to obtain some relic materials more efficiently and without the need for as much farming. So let's jump in. For those of us who've been playing for a long time, these first two types of materials, the Carbonite circuit board, there's just so much that you can use to convert those, and largely the same is true for the bronzium wiring. There are lots of different 20 value materials that we have a lot of. If you've been playing for a long time, you just have hundreds of some of these other materials that come from challenges or farming for higher level gear where these pieces come along. And so at least for me, and I think for many of you, this probably hasn't been a concern. And then this Aurodium Heatsink, there's been, I think, pretty well documented a nice solution to obtain these materials, which is the Holo Projectors, the Mark III Holo Projectors, because you can obtain 500 units of value for a single Holo Projector, which requires just 20 of the shards to complete. But this projector has the same value as a completed, whatever this thing is called, biotech implant or cryotech or other things. They're actually quite important for gearing up characters at the higher end of the gear range. And so this I've relied on extensively. You can either buy them in the store, or even better, you can, if you have a character who still needs them for farming, you can obtain them that way. For me, that's young Lando, as I'll show you in a second. I can still convert the the materials for the Holo, whatever it's called, convert those through young Lando rather than applying the gear, and then exchange them, Holo Projector, and then exchange them here for the heatsink. So I think that is, a pretty well documented. It's a reliable method. There's been no patch for that. So get while the getting's good. The thing that has given me trouble until I really dove into it are these Chromium Transistor pieces. If you look at these by value, by quantity, these are pieces that you typically, I think, have less of, because the base requirements are things like components for these yellow pieces that you actually need, again, to gear up later in the game. What I discovered though recently, but again thanks to young Lando, is this Fabritech datapad, this Mark VII Fabritech datapad. If we go into young Lando's kit and just show you, I have young Lando at gear 9. I think Magma Trooper as well at gear 9. A lot of gear 9 characters require this Mark V furnace. And within the Mark V furnace, you can convert the Holo Projectors to redeem for the heat sinks. So in the course of doing that, I noticed young Lando also has this Mark VII datapad, which does not require very much to convert. It has a singular material that's a 6 energy farm, and a lot of us just have a lot of. It's this Mark II binoculars, which if you've been playing the game for a while, you're probably a wash-in. And this Mark II keypad, which again is just materials that we just come into all the time, not necessarily on purpose, just as a product of playing the game. So, it's actually not a terribly difficult piece of gear to have. And earlier today, in sort of preparing for this video, I crafted 25 of them just out of my reserves. And it looks like, I could find more just by getting some more of this material. And so, let's say we have, it's a 6 energy farm. I unlock 2 of those materials. And I can craft another one of these thingers. And now I have 26 of them. So if we go back, 26... that's 174 of these materials. And if you're converting a character from Relic 3 to Relic 4, I think it requires 40 of these. If you're going from Relic 4 to Relic 5, it requires 30 of them. So either way, this is a piece of Relic that requires a lot. But if you're using this Mark 7 Fabritech, I think it's an extremely efficient way to get to where you need to be. And then, once you get past Relic 4, you get into the Relic 5 to Relic 6. That's sort of a different ball game because you have these materials, this Electrium conductor. That's just, there's really no getting around this. You just have to make tough choices about whether to sacrifice Gear 12 plus components. I mean, for the most part, I've tried to get sort of non-critical characters, non-meta characters up to about 5, and then I've really stopped there because I'd rather use the pieces required to go to Relic 6 to get more characters to G13, where it's pretty easy to get them to like Relic 1, Relic 2, and have a much deeper roster than just focusing a lot of energy on just a couple of characters. Because at least, at this level of GP and Grand Arena, you're seeing very, very deep rosters, and it just, for me, it's worked out that way. But in any event, I hope this is helpful. If you've been struggling like me to find these Chromium Transistor pieces, then, I think I recommend this Mark 7 Fabritech. I also think there are probably others, just depending on where you have lower tunes, lower characters, where their gear is. You might find other instances, like maybe this, Mark 7 Power Cell, this Mark 7 Blast Tech. These might be other places to look where you might be able to convert pieces without too much effort. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and good luck out there.